If you wanna know what
Vibe Show 97.9. Happy Saturday to everybody. Everybody on the live right now, man. Y'all jumping in. I appreciate y'all on the check-in right now, man. Let me get some shout outs right quick. We got an exclusive for y'all tonight. It's going down. I'm gonna call it a treat. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely major. We got somebody major that's gonna be on here. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper. What up? What up? Shout out to Brooks Holly Cross. Shout out to Secretly Kia or Kai. Secretly Kai, I believe. Forgive me if I got it wrong. And shout out to Joseph Schneider. Joseph Schneider. Let me make sure I got everybody on a quick check-in before I bring in my special guests tonight. That's everybody. Shout out to everybody, man. It's going down tonight. We got an exclusive like we always do. This guy right here, this music artist, man, has been making a lot of moves out here in this game, blessing the game with some amazing music. And it's definitely an honor to have this man join us on the Vibe Show tonight. I'm talking about the one, the only, Karlos Farrar.
Hey, what's good, bro?
What's happening, man?
Man, nothing much, man. You know, chilling, trying to stay safe.
Hey, man, listen, you gotta stay safe now. Gotta stay safe, my brother. It's crazy out here right now, man.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Yo, man, for me and the team, we just want to we want to thank you, man, for this amazing opportunity to get some of your time. I know you busy, be rocking.
I thank y'all, man. This is huge, man, for real.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been vibing out. I've been vibing out to your tunes, man, ever since I got turned on to you, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed, my brother.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Your music sounds incredible. Sounds really seasoned. And you know, I don't know if a lot of my listeners know, man, but you've been grinding for quite some time now. So I can definitely hear the work that's been put in, and you can definitely hear the veteranship, you know, in the talent. So I'm definitely impressed with everything, man, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man, for real.
You know, now coming from you're originally from the Motor City.
Yeah, man. Detroit.
A lot of music history there, man. Like, let's start there. What was the vibe like growing up in the Motor City like that? And the music culture. What would you say was like the some of the inspirations for you that made you want to, like, you know what, I want to get involved in this music business?
I think my dad kind of set it off for me because he listened to a lot of Motown. So just growing up hearing all that, you know, hearing like the Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, and then, you know, the Temptations came out. That was a big movie back then.
Right.
They did like a 8-part series on TV.
Absolutely.
So like that was like that's like a moment in my mind where I'm just like, yo, I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like the excitement and just seeing, you know, a black man at that start a company and just kind of take it to the next level. Like just the best record label ever of all time, in my opinion.
Right, absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, just so many superstars, man. Diana Ross and the Supremes, just everybody. So that's like deeply rooted in the city. So, you know, just growing up, we kind of get we kind of like were embedded with just that R&B soul. You know what I'm saying? Like that music. They played on the radio. We had like 5 different stations that's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like Motown music and just R&B soul music. So it kind of just it just was embedded in me as a kid, bro. And I just grew up,
Right.
just grew up with that, just in my DNA, I guess.
Right. You know, you can definitely hear a gumbo mix of a lot of different influences, from my opinion. The thing that I think that's super dope about you as well is you're multi-talented. You know, you can sing and you can flow too. Was that always the goal though? To do the mixture type thing, or
Nah. I mean, I try to lean. It's like I kind of just hear a beat and if it's that kind of beat, like a trappy beat or something like that, you know, I kind of go into it a little bit.
Right.
But for the most part, I try to stick to just, you know what I'm saying, singing. Like, I'm really big on vocals, you know what I mean? So that's like that's where I try to keep my focus at. But you know, I like to dabble and experiment too. Like with this next album I got coming out, I really tried to, you know, tap into that emotion and just give people something they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I grew up. You know, you run to buy an album, spend your last $20 to buy an album, and you know, you was excited to hear it. So I kind of want to bring that back to the to music. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of artists like to bring out singles and drop singles or whatever, and that's cool too. But I really want to tell a story and put out a body of work for this. You know,
right. You know, to you know, because it's layers to how far you've come. At what point would you say that you decided to take it serious though? Because I think that bug hit us all in some way, form, or fashion, but only the chosen few take it to the next level. Like, you know, I want to pursue making a career out of this.
Yeah. So 11 is when I really got serious with singing and dancing. I actually was out. I could dance before I could sing. So I was dancing like my whole life, and then when I was 11, it kind of just hit me like, yo, I really want to do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so from that point on, I just started. My dad kind of took me under his wing and started managing me around Detroit, getting me in talent shows and taking me to the studio. That's the first time I ever recorded. When I was 11, also.
Right.
And I started writing when I was 11. So I would definitely say 11, 11 years old, and then it kind of just progressed as it went on. For sure.
Right. That's, you know, that's a young age to get in the game and to have, you know, have your pops as you know, guidance and a mentor. A lot of people don't really have that. You know, it's normally the other way around. The parent don't really want you to be doing it. It's a waste of time, or they just don't really see the vision. So I think that's remarkable too. And shout out to Pops, man, for you know, seeing the vision at such a young, early age on you.
Yeah, that's definitely love. We still, even today, like if I record a track, I kind of send it to him and get his feedback on it or whatever. You know, he old school, but he know good music, so he can kind of vibe with what the young kids is doing too.
Yeah, he got that. He got the ear right there.
He like, yeah, that's the jam right there.
yeah, absolutely, man. Now that right there is remarkable. Starting off at that age right there. Now, as you're grooming and growing, what were some of your influences? I know you you know, you said that the Motown sounds was, you know, a big influence, hearing it, growing up hearing that. But as you're growing and getting older, what were some of your other influences, some of the other artists that may have influenced you as well?
So Michael Jackson kind of kicked it off for me as a child. Him and Prince, because my dad loved Prince. But as I got older, like for me, like my three guys are Usher, Justin Timberlake, and Ginuwine. Yeah. So like when I was between ages, like, yeah. So like that, and that's, you know what I'm saying, for me, my generation. So like from 6 to now, shit. I just, you know what I'm saying, like those three guys are always bringing the standard to like male R&B music for me. Usher is an icon. Justin Timberlake's an icon. Ginuwine's an icon, and those three kind of just, one was taking a break, the other one was putting out an album, or another was taking a break. You know what I mean? So they kind of just rotated. And just as me being young, when I did talent shows and stuff like that, I was always their songs that I was performing, and just seeing them grow up and be like, wow, man, these dudes, they kind of set the bar.
Absolutely. Now, you know, because I always, you know, I like to educate my listeners as well, you know, with the wisdom that, you know, from the guest that comes on the show or whatever. How important was it for you as well? Because I know with having your dad attached to it, I'm pretty sure that he was actually, you know, educating you about the business aspect of it as well.
Yeah, so my dad, he did music too, right? And
which helped.
Yeah, he did it, and then when I seen that I took a spark and the interest in it, he kind of put his career to the side and kind of just took me on full time.
Right.
So he didn't really know too much about the business part of it.
Okay.
And then we were also in Detroit, and at this time, Detroit wasn't really booming. You know, we had that where it was
had that era, yeah.
everybody started rapping mostly. So it was kind of tough, you know what I'm saying? No fault to him, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't really know much about the business side of it. Like I have to say, as far as the business side of it, I kind of learned that going into adulthood, just going through different experiences and stuff like that.
Right.
But he definitely was there, you know, being the support system as far as the grooming of the talent part. You know what I mean?
Right. And what would you say, being that you touched right there, which I was gonna go to that space as well, but what would you say was some of the tough things that are the toughest thing that learning lesson that you've went through that you could share with us as well, because that's also a help for a lot of young artists that's, you know, even thinking about getting into this entertainment business.
You're gonna get a lot of no's, man. That's just, I just was having a conversation with a good friend of mine today because he was feeling a little discouraged, and I'm like, man, you know, you got to just keep going, no matter what. So if you believe in your talent, you got to believe in it first before anybody else will. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be times where you're gonna get no's before you get one yes. You're gonna get 100 no's before you get one yes. And it's constant. Nowadays, you know, back in the day, you could take breaks and kind of take days off. Now you got to really be consistent with content. Like you have to stay in people's faces because people have shorter attention spans now. You know what I mean? So you got to just stay relevant and stay busy. Stay putting out music, stay working, stay growing, stay trying new things.
Right. Your let's talk about like your first big break. What would you say what was your first big break and that feeling that came over you that was like, man, like, you know, they really accepted my music, they feeling me, like I have a fan base. What would you say was that first moment that it really hit you?
Oh man, that's a good question. I would say for me, I think doing the tour, me and Ginuwine went on tour together, and in 2016, and we did 20 cities. I was one of the smaller cities. I think it was Albuquerque, I think. And you know, they were singing the words to my song at the time, Ice Kream Man, and they kind of just tripped me out because I'm like I ain't never even been to Albuquerque. I haven't done any press here, nothing. So that for me was a moment where I was like, wow, bro, like this is starting to pay off. It was a starting to pay off moment, basically. You know what I mean? You put in so much work, and then finally you start seeing the results.
Definitely. Now, you know, we got to back up a little bit because you jumped out there on me. I was going sprinkle them with that, but you jumped out there on me, Los. So with that, with you know, with the cake already being brought out already now, because you know, I want my listeners to know, man, that you know you're not just some, you know, fresh fish jumping off the porch, man. Like you really got some major accolades. And like I said, you know, I'm impressed. I've been in this business a while, man. And I'm really, really impressed with your overall brand. You know what I mean? With being, because another thing that I noticed that you really put a lot of focus on too is being a performer. That's I like that too, and we're going to touch on that. But let's go back to 2016. You know, independently headlining a national tour. You know, Ice Kream Man Tour. Let's talk about the name, the Ice Kream Man. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So basically, Ice Kream Man, the name it came from my single, basically. And my manager at the time, he wanted to just kind of go off the single and name it the Ice Kream Man Tour or whatever.
Right.
And then he asked he's one of Ginuwine's road managers. So he kind of was like, all right, well, we'll put Ginuwine as a co-headliner and call it the Ice Kream Man Tour. And it kind of just took off from there. It kind of took on a life of its own.
Right. Now we got to clap it up on that right there. That's a moment. That's a moment, Los. Now. Yeah. I ain't gonna let you run away from it now. I gotta keep you right where I need you to be at. You know what I mean? Yeah. They really listening, man. My listeners, they listen and they be really getting this advice, picking these gems up. Now, at this moment, you know, you just mentioned a legend. Okay, so as a young man, a young entertainer coming in this game, you know, would you say at that moment and at that point that you was at the being around some of your
And
inspiration type people? Let's talk
I
about that, Los.
yeah, over the last over the last 4 years, what is it, 2020? So over the last 5 years,
Mhm.
because I started working with Ginuwine in 2015, and we did the tour in 2016.
Right,
It didn't even seem real, bro. Like we be going to the venues, and I'm in the car, he
right.
in the car, I'm in the car, I'm sitting there, I'm on my phone, like, yo, like this is tripping me out right now. Like I grew up listening to this dude. Like this dude is a part of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really get it though. In those moments, he didn't get it until we got closer, and I kind of broke down. Like, bro, like you one of the reasons I even do what I do. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's when I really think about it, it tripped me out, bro. Sometimes you got to really be in the moment because stuff be going by quick, man. Like
Right.
you on stage one day, you off stage, you go to another city, and it's moving fast. But up recently, I started like really just trying to be in the moment. You know, when I'm on stage, just sitting there for a minute, taking a deep breath, taking it in, because I mean, it don't last forever. You know what I mean?
Nah, it absolutely don't last forever, and I'm glad that you are taking the time out to just to look around sometimes and see how far you've come, and look at the fact that you know the hard work is paying off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're here and you're around your mentors. You know, not only that, but you've also went on to perform around a lot of more big artists and big influences or whatever. Just to name a few, you know, your Ushers, Nicki Minaj, Jason Derulo, Trey Songz, Monica Faith, all the people that we love, Tank. I mean, you just the list goes on. Like my brother, you know, that's impressive to have on the resume. You know, like what is that experience like? Because I know it's gems and everything that could be picked up that you probably picked up from each and every one of these artists.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't. So Usher, we did Usher and Trey Songz. Well, I both put Trey Songz twice, but the second time was in Australia. So it was Usher, Ginuwine, Trey Songz, T-Pain, Salt and Pepper was over there. Naughty by Nature was over there. It was just a lot of people. Estelle, me and Estelle became good friends over there. It was wild, dude. Like seeing Usher's process. I couldn't see the whole process because he was like a ghost. You know what I'm saying? People couldn't really get too close to him, but like being there, seeing it, I'm like, yo. So I didn't know for two of the people that, you know what I mean, like that I basically grew up on. So it's definitely been an experience. Monica was really sweet. She dropped a few gems just on just different techniques on stage and how to command the crowd. So I did that. Tank is a showman himself also, man. Tank is incredible. He probably the GOAT, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
Talent wise, he probably the GOAT, bro.
Come on, man.
He's not a game, bro. He's not a game at all. Bruno Mars is dope. I haven't opened for him, but I've seen him live too. He's next level too.
Right. Now, when it comes down to writing songs, because you know, from what I've been hearing, you're not just putting together, you know, some little quicker uppers, you know what I mean? Like you're really putting some thought into I could feel your music, and with that comes thought. Now, what would be Karlos's creating process? Is there a process? Because I know some artists, man, you know, they have their little special processes or whatever that, you know, some people like to be in a room alone. Or do you have any type of special, you know, techniques or anything like that when it comes to creating, or it's just all organic for you? Or like, what could you share with us?
So my career, I try to go off experiences, like life experiences. I have two other writers I work with. So about 90% of the stuff you hear, I wrote. The other 10% I work with other writers, like my boy Kendall Brown and Marcus White. Those are like my main two. It's like my songwriting team.
Right.
And so we kind of just bounce ideas off each other. whichever one of us may be going through something in life, whether it be a relationship, you know what I'm saying, just life in general. And we kind of just feed ideas off each other and put it on pen to paper, basically. And that's really how we come up with some of the stuff that we come up with.
Right.
I always want to make sure that no matter what I'm writing or what I'm putting out, people can relate to it. You know what I mean? Especially with this next album. So like I really wanted to dig deep and kind of get a little more personal also and be a little more vulnerable.
Right.
I haven't really been that vulnerable. I have been a little bit, but just not as open as I am now.
Right.
And, hopefully that brings a strong connection with me and my fans. But the songwriting process, I take that super serious. But that's like outside of dancing and singing, that's like the next thing, because those are your thoughts. But a lot of people relate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a little scary when you write for other people, but when you're doing it yourself and telling people how you feel, it's a little nerve-wracking. But the process is just be honest. Be honest.
With coming from that era, you know, coming from Detroit, man, you know, having that background, with being exposed to music at such a young age, you know, you've seen those eras of music when R&B had real feeling, real situations, real, you know, just talked about relationships and we had more. I felt like we had more of a connection with the music and, you know, from the R&B aspect of it. Would you say the space that we're in right now, do you think that they're still delivering that to the game right now?
If I'm being honest, mainstream R&B, I'm not. I can't tap on it. I don't think so. Right. It's missing something, because you know, every time you talk to somebody, like, yo, 90s R&B, 90s R&B, 90s R&B, and it's like, yeah, but there are some great R&B singers out right now, bro. Tone Stiff, her is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the list, it's a few people that are like really killing it right now. Trevor Jackson is dope. Jacob Lattimore is dope. It's a lot of folk, man. I can't even think of everybody, but I think because R&B isn't as mainstream as it was back in the day, that these people get slept on and the tracks go unnoticed.
Do you think it's because they kind of crossbreeded it? You know what I'm saying? And kind of they crossbreeded it to the point to where it's like, you know, mentally, you know, people not even really identifying it as R&B anymore.
Yeah, but I do think it's a lot of solid like R&B soul that's being put out.
Absolutely.
It's not being promoted.
Right.
So like, you know, it's so many people, man. Like, well, I had these conversations with people, you know, I put people on games to certain artists and they're like, yeah, I ain't never heard this dude.
Right.
I mean, some of these people are signed like to major labels, but you just would never.
They're just not in the forefront.
Everybody kind of gravitates towards hip hop, and that's just the wave right now. So you kind of got to ride it out, or you do in order to cross over to mainstream. You kind of gotta
mix it up,
breed a little bit. But it's a lot of cats that's trying to balance it well, and they kind of staying true to them. And I get that too. Like, you don't want to. They call it selling out. I just call it music, but
absolutely.
You know, it's tricky, man. It's tricky right now, dude.
I know, and it's a
the music is there though, man. It's there. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it from these artists. It's there. It's just not being heard for some reason. I can't figure that part out.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, it's like I said, you know, I think that at the helm of it, I feel like the entertainment business is kind of sectioned off into groups. You know what I mean? And you got these certain people that's you know, running these groups. It's like, okay, you know, you either with Tidal or you either with you know, Did and them over here. It's like these and it's like you know, it's either you're a part of the group, you in, out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you in, you can actually get some traction and get some movement. If you out, you just kind of like on the outskirts of it, just trying to, you know, figure out a way to just, you know, sustain at this point, because it just seems like the business is divided You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not just really about good music. It's good music and who you with.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Because
Because like,
even
there's a lot of talent out there, man. Like
yeah,
I stay plugged in, and you are absolutely right. It's so many amazing, dope R&B artists out there in this game right now that probably will never get heard.
yeah, and that's unfortunate. I think, and you know, it's a lot of stuff going to it too. You got the internet; it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's just different times we live in now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
How
Like,
do Carlos separate himself? Like, because I can tell that you know, with saying that you have conversations about it, I can tell that it's you on that level. So with being on that level, I know that you're thinking and always, you know, trying to strategize ways to keep your brand and out there. So like what are some of your thoughts on and how you're moving?
I mean, I definitely try to network with everybody. As far as my sound goes, I try to stay true to me.
Right.
I try not to like. I made trap songs about girls 1 and 2, and that was more, I guess, what's going on now as far as like the sound, the trend that we have currently right now with making music. But after that, I did that for that specific reason to show people like, yeah, I can do this too. But I want to do what I want to do. Like I want to make music the way I want it to feel. So I'm separated from, because that's back in the day, that's what everybody did. Everybody had their own sound. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you knew what you were listening to. You know what I'm saying? Even with rap, like, you knew, oh, this Outkast right here. Oh yeah, this T.I. right here. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, this Usher. I know this Usher. I know this is Ginuwine. I know Justin Timberlake, because you know that they have their own signature sounds. And now it's kind of like everybody sounds alike. And that could be the problem right there. And that could be I mean, that's the only question I had earlier. Like everybody tries to sound the exact same. So I try to be different with my approach on just music in general. I think that's what separates me from a lot of the other artists, because I think they're not risky enough. They don't try to just go for it. You know what I mean? They want to be safe. Right. And right now, it really ain't the time to be safe. You kind of just got to go for it, dude.
Right. Fan question. I had to pop that in there. Secretly, they said that Karlos, you are a wonderful artist. My mom loves your music. Now that's dope.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, you know, I just think that's it's good to be tapped in like that, because I do feel like, you know, it's good music, but I just feel like in a way, a lot of it does sound the same. Like the stuff that I want to hear that's like super dope. Like I go find these artists. You know what I mean? You got to go find them, and you know what I mean? And from network, and you'll just end up getting connected with just some super amazing music. But the stuff that's out there in the front though, Los, I'm not gonna lie, man. It does sound, every little singing chick kind of sound the same to me right now.
Yeah.
Airfield, they got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think part of the sound. I think part of the reason is everybody want to use the same producers and this and that, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? People gotta get their money, but at some point we all gotta step back and be like, what do I want to leave behind? Because if everything's all blended together, 20 years from now, who's gonna be able to? You know what I'm saying? You want to be rememberable to people. Like you want people to remember you. Right. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about 20 years from now. I want people to be like, oh yeah, he put out that one joint, man. I was going through this when that happened. If everything sounds the same, you know what I'm saying? Who was I listening to when that happened? You see what I'm saying? Like, was that what's the name? Was that what's the name? Like, right. It's gonna be harder to remember than you think in 20 years.
Right.
So
you're right about that, because even right now, some of the greatest music, you know, when it comes on right now, you know, you can actually reflect back to, man, I remember when I was in high school, I was dating, man.
For sure.
I haven't heard anything that made me feel like that, because I felt like music back then, we were having experiences then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were having experiences when we, you know, was going to the park to hang out with your girlfriend, or we was going to this party, or it was a different time and era. And I get that in life, but I still feel like music is supposed to we're supposed to still be able to connect with it on a personal level too, because everybody's experiencing different experiences, and music is like therapy. We're supposed to be able to get some type of relief from something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the whole point of music. Like the music is supposed to be healing to the soul. It's supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to get you through rough times. It's supposed to get you excited when you're having a good time. You know what I mean? Like it is all that. And there are songs and artists out there that's doing their job and doing it.
Exactly.
It's just, but the mainstream seems a little what do you call it? Diluted right now. It just seems all the same right now. That's the only problem. And the fans have been listening to it for so long over the last quarter.
They feel like it's the norm. They feel like it's the norm, and it's like the ears have been conditioned to. If it don't sound like that, it kind of has you like,
oh, it's hot. Yeah, that's hot.
What is this? Like, hold up, it don't sound like, I don't hear the same little R&B little cadence or whatever. Like they all using that same little her sound. Yeah. Whatever. Like I don't hear that. This different right here. Hold up, you know what I mean? So I love it. I love your music. I just feel like it reminds me of you can hear those older influences mixed in with some of that new. Now something you could vibe to. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh, okay. So basically I dropped that in April. I wasn't even really supposed to drop the album, bro, but the quarantine stuff happened.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a good time to just put out some music for people, you know, to kind of capitalize off everybody just being still.
Right. Right.
I mean, like when you really think about it, like when in my, not in my life, has there been a time where people were just still, like not doing anything? The majority of people.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm like, I gotta at least try to capitalize off this and just put something out. And you know, and it was crazy because the response was a great response. Like I wish every time I was going to put an album out, everybody was just not doing anything, so all their attention could be on it. But yeah, it basically was an album that I'm putting out now on December 1st.
Right.
But it was like sped up a little bit, so it gave me more time to work more on this album because that album wasn't even supposed to come out. But I was like, you know what, I recorded 50 tracks, so I can take 10 or 9 tracks and put an album out right now and see how it does, see how people respond to it.
Right, and the response has definitely been dope. I ain't gonna lie, the thing. Man, the thing that that's kind of crazy is everything that we've been experiencing this year, because I'm pretty sure that you had a lot of things arranged, a lot of things set up for the beginning of this year. It's supposed to have been, an amazing year. And then, everything just took a turn or whatever. How have you been coping as an artist and on a personal level? How have you been coping and dealing with everything that has been going on? COVID, the protest, wrongful deaths, just a lot collectively. It could be a lot, on a personal level and as a artist.
So this year for me has been mentally a struggle. I'm sure for a lot of people it's just different, and we all had to kind of like adjust on the fly, especially people in entertainment, because we used to like just going on stage, being able to go from city to city, and we had to really be still. Like but it also gave me opportunity to be super creative. Like this year is probably the most creative I've been in a very long time. I got to tap into that side of it because I'm usually really into the performance side of things. So like this year gave me a chance to really like go deep and dig deep as far as the writing process and getting in tune with my feelings and how I even feel about things, getting to know myself better, I guess you could say. I think on a personal level, on a personal level, it helped me get to know myself. But as far as like, I'm glad this election is over, because that was like getting on my nerve, man. It just was too much.
Right.
It was way too much. The police brutality, that's been a thing for years, and it just gets worse. It seems like, because at some point you're thinking like, when is this going to end? You know what I mean? Like you just keep it over and over, or you start thinking, am I the next hashtag? You know what I mean? So that's stressful, and I think all of it combined just took a toll on everybody. but music was my safe haven. So like I did get a lot of recording done this year due to COVID. It was like a gift and a curse for me. I know a few people that caught it. They're still healthy. They got back healthy. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it as far as that goes. But I'm just ready for 2021.
Right.
But no,
Right. Yeah, it's definitely been a rough one, man. Like for for the world, and especially as a as a black man, you know what I mean. It just seems with cameras and different things now, everything, the internet, and I think seeing it because these things been going on for a while, but I think it's just really taking an effect being just actually seeing things more physically now, just like boom, when it's somebody's getting shot, what
yeah,
I'm saying. It's
yeah,
just it's a different type of it's a different type of effect other than hearing about it later on or seeing it on the news or or seeing things happening in other countries or whatever, and I just think that it's really hitting different with feeling the effects of things over here where we live at, what
yeah,
I'm saying. And it's just it's more real, what I'm saying. And I think that a lot of things had to happen. I think that the man upstairs is clean doing a cleansing, you know
yeah. That's what it seemed like.
just doing a worldly cleansing. Like he's pretty much had enough, and he's doing his due diligence, and we just gotta all be patient. And I think that 21 is gonna be a better year. I'm not gonna say a great one, but it's gonna be a better year. I think we'll be heading towards healing.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
so definitely. What does it feel like for you to collectively, have over 1 million streams, man? What does that feel like?
Uh, I feel like I gotta keep working, man. I gotta keep working harder, man.
Right,
It's a blessing that that many people have listened to my music because I put so much hard work into it.
right,
But it's still like you always want more, man. I'm always trying to just get to the next level. Always trying to improve myself as a person, as a father, as an artist. I just always want to be the best possible version of myself for people.
right,
So that's all. That's really. I mean, it's a blessing, but I just got to keep working hard, man. I need to get 2 million, then I need
right.
to get 3.
Absolutely. I mean, you already spoke it. You already spoke it into existence. Now, just got to manifest it into fruition. Now, you know what I mean. So just speaking it and having that type of mentality, you're conditioning yourself to you're already successful mentally. You know what I'm saying? You're just speaking it out. So that's why it's good to speak that type of energy. So I'm definitely impressed by that, and definitely something for artists to take note of, with speaking things, positive things, and putting that good energy out there in the world. Because with the era, I would just like to, and this is a side note, just to get your opinion, with you being a seasoned artist and being in the game for quite some time or whatever. And being tapped in to a lot of things that's going on in the entertainment business as well. We're seeing a lot of artists dying, man, just dying off. Would you say that it's the energy that they're putting out there? Because I'm just trying to understand, why does it always have to? It's kind of like speaking that type of stuff into existence, or putting that type of energy out there in the world like that. Just from a younger perspective, what would you say, like, why does that have to always be, every time you see them videos or see that, it's like everybody's trying to be the hardest person in the world? Like, why do you think that energy in this generation is just being presented the most?
Man, that's a good question. Um, I was just talking to a few people the other day about this because I feel like um, even women are like way more aggressive than they used to be.
Right, right.
It's different. Like everybody got to be tough. Like women don't even want to be vulnerable anymore.
Absolutely.
They think that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. They think if a man is showing emotion, he's sensitive or he weak, and it's just weird. So like, I think as far as hip hop goes, these guys, I mean, it's hip hop. So you always want to appear to be the hardest or the toughest. I think it just goes too far. I think it goes past. I think growing up, we knew it was entertainment. You know what I mean? And I think they knew that. Entertainers knew that. Like, this is entertainment. And maybe they did live this lifestyle before, but they got out. You know what I'm saying? They got money. You get out. You go on past it.
Yeah.
You go back to the hood and you know, do the same stuff that you were doing when you make it. That's the whole point. That's why you work so hard to make it.
No, exactly.
I think Lil Baby is a rapper that really gets that concept. Like, he understands. Like, he was doing whatever he was doing. He got his first million. All that stuff is over with. He like, nah, I'm a rap. You know, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna stay away from all that stuff. And a lot of these young guys, man, it's sad, man. It's super sad. It's super sad, man, because these guys are talented.
Yeah.
They keep losing their lives over nonsense, bro.
Right. I heard Boosie just got shot, huh?
Lil Boosie?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that, man.
I haven't had time to reference it. That news came in, and I was just getting ready to go on air.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
it out thoroughly yet, but that's what I heard. It was from a pretty decent source. But I always like to go do my own research and homework. But I think he's in the hospital, fatal condition or something like that, man.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just getting out of hand, man. It's crazy out here. You really gotta keep your head on a swivel, man. It's crazy, man.
I think that it gets to the point. I think your surroundings is important as well.
Oh, yeah.
People that you have in your life and that's around you. I think that that's important. But I also think that it comes from a maturity level as well, and from a mentorship. I think that a lot of people don't really be having mentors and big brothers and that guidance, and just for somebody to be like, hey man, chill out with that, man.
Yeah.
Or don't, cause I had that, know, and I could tell the way that you roll, you have that. Yeah. Somebody that's going to say, hey, Karlos, man, like you really tripping, man. Like, I think that people are forgetting when you get so far away from forgetting the blessing of it all. Because if you really think about it, it's like what you said, like the whole mission and objective of this is to entertain because we love it as well. But at the same time, we can't pretend and act like we're not trying to change our lives.
Exactly.
And our family lives and the people that we love.
Yeah, you gone, now what? Now what your family gonna do? The family
when you get far away from that point of it, when it's not about that anymore, I just think that you lost at that point. You know what I mean?
These kids, man, they just young. They don't understand, man. It definitely starts with mentorship, though. They don't have mentors. They get out they really do though. But some of the mentors are wild. So it's like, some of their mentors are young like them also. You know what I mean? Vaughn, he just passed recently. His mentor is Lil Durk, and Lil Durk is still kind of involved with that life. So it's like,
absolutely.
And the mentor is like, you have the mentor like Meek Mill, who lived that life and know what it's like. He gonna be telling you like, yo, man, you need to get away from that.
Right.
And 50 Cent was mentoring Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
What happened to him? He tried to tell him like, yo, you gotta get out this lifestyle, man. He just got to him too late. But it's man.
Right. And with everything that you've accomplished thus far, what's the next thing, man, that we can look forward to? Like what's the goal and the plans? I know you still gotta plan things strategically around the conditions of the world right now, but what's the future for Karlos, man?
Well, I got my album coming out December 1st, self-titled, Karlos Farrar. It's 11 tracks. A lot of hard work went into it. I'm shooting visuals for it right now. One's already done, and I'm basically just gonna rock with that album and just promote it the whole year, the whole 2021, man. Dropping visuals. We're gonna try to. We really don't have tour dates right now because everything's kind of like weird, and venues not really taking on ticket sales and stuff like that. But once that gets all figured out, we're gonna hit the road again, and we're just gonna promote it even more. But I definitely got the music and the visuals ready for people. You know what I mean?
Well, Karlos, man, I know one thing. I know that the Vibe Show better be on that preferential treatment list when we gonna get that stuff in ahead of time. I like exclusives, my brother.
For sure.
I like exclusives, man. We got you up over there, man, on the big billboard on the station. I don't know if you went over there to the station page, but you're on the big billboard over there, man. We got your music in heavy rotation and the A slide spinning. It's going crazy right now. So anybody too, man, y'all go over there. Y'all make sure y'all go over there to the Vibe Show 97.9 official radio station website, man, and y'all make sure that y'all request Karlos music, man, because we got it in heavy rotation. It's already doing good over there anyway, but y'all need to go make sure that y'all get plugged in. Y'all missing out on a gem. Listen, let's put the social platforms and ways that people can connect with you if they're trying to, get some work in, need a feature, just trying to work with you or connect with you in any type of way. Let's put those social platforms out there.
I just at Karlos Farrar, man. Karlos Farrar. At Karlos Farrar on Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube. My name, so it's my real name. So if you need to find me on anything, that's just type it in. I'm everywhere.
Keeping it simple. I can appreciate that, man. Look, too. Let's do some shout outs, man. Let's give people their flowers. Right now, you got a really good support team, your fans and stuff, man, family, whoever you want to shout out, man. Let's go on and give them their flowers right now.
Shout out to my DJ So Hype. Shout out to my best friend who also we run a label together, Dublano. Shout out to Brooke Holy Cross for
Brooke, what's up?
Shout out to my girl Kayla. Shout out to my mama, my dad.
Right.
Shout out to the whole squad. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my fans that support me too.
Absolutely. And that was a fan question, my brother. They wanted to know your relationship status, man. Those female fans want to know that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you just said,
yeah.
Shout out to your girl. Yeah. So I am so sorry, ladies, but Los is off the shelf. Hey, man. Anybody else, man? I don't want you to get beat up, man. Did you get everybody in? People be in there getting their feelings and stuff, man. Man, you didn't even shout me out, man. What's up, man?
You know how this go. They know how it go. You trying to
why they be acting like they don't know how it go?
Like, come on, now. Interview. I shouted you on the last interview, but you ain't shot me on
Right. Man, listen. Before we get out of here, too. You've been dropping gems the whole way, but it has been a rough year, man, for a lot of people. A lot of people lost loved ones. A lot of people got loved ones in the hospital right now, fighting for their lives. A lot of people out of jobs, man. Spirits down. A lot of artists, man, they feel like giving up. Can you give them some words of inspiration and uplift, man? Just hearing it from you in a different space in your life right now. Could you share some words, warm words of uplift for them?
I think the best way to stay positive is to be around people that love you unconditionally. Having somebody to talk to, having those people around to talk to, and just being as positive as possible. Even if that means staying off social media, because social media can be very toxic at times. I think TikTok is like a great way to laugh. Me personally, like whenever I'm feeling down, I always go on TikTok, just laughing videos. But just taking a break and decompressing from social media a little bit, and just being around and living in the moment around people that you love, and staying prayed up for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, definitely. Los, man, listen. I just want to, man, tell you how much I enjoyed myself. I knew it was going to be an amazing interview. I can't wait to get you back on the show again. Now, the video, that you rolling this out.
What happened?
Video.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I need to make sure that I get that because I want to spotlight this thing.
Okay.
I want to spotlight it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been preserving the spotlight slot. You know what I mean? Because I already know the song is already crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm just this visual though, because like you're really like into. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. You're really a performer, so I know it's a lot of thought that went into this visual.
Yeah, definitely.
I already know it, man. It's gonna be a treat. All right, man. I know one thing. We got to get you back on here again. We cannot wait to get you back on here. And for me, the Vibe team, eSource team, Jacqueline Yvette PR, we want to wish you more blessings, more success with everything that you're doing, my brother, right now, and everything that you're gonna be doing in the future, man. Sky's the limit for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. For sure.
Absolutely. It's the one and only Karlos Farrar. Am I saying that right, man? Farrar?
Farrar, yeah, Farrar.
Okay,
Farrar.
cool.
I
Yeah,
was gonna go by the name Carlos Ferrari. Ginuwine gave me that name, but I'm like, man, I ain't got no Ferrari yet, man. I can't be can't be perpetrating like that, bro.
the very ride, man. Until next time.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody, man, who showed my special guest so much love. Listen, y'all already know the vibes, man. I just want to give a special shout out to a few people on the live who showed my special guest so much love. All right, shout out to Brooke Holly Cross, man, showed my special guest so much love. Shout out to Roman Stewart, Buddy the Barber. What it do? Shout out to Secretly Kai. Appreciate that love. Shout out to Jacqueline Yvette PR. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper. Thank y'all so much. Listen, if you are not subscribed to the Vibe Show 97.9 and you enjoyed this interview right now, go and subscribe. We could use that love. Go over there right now and hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications and get plugged into the Vibe Show. Also, too, follow our radio station website at www.thevibeshow979.net. Get plugged in. You don't want to miss anything. That's where you go over there, man. Check the calendar out. We got news updates. We got a lot of going on. Also, make sure that you rush over there to the App Store. Download the Vibe Show 979 mobile app available in the Google App Store right now. You can't miss us, man. Get plugged in. Also, I want to tell y'all make sure that you continue to be safe out there. Don't take it for a game. Wear your mask. If you got to go out, put your mask on, sanitize those hands, and keep it real. It's real out there, y'all. If you're not following me, go follow me. Mostly on the gram. That's where you're going to find me at. On the gram at Kano the Don 2975. Y'all go follow me right now. I'll follow back. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. I love y'all. I'm out.
Blessed with life can change at any given second.